Gotta get them spaced out a little bit more. Come on, focus. Alright, so you can see the other one's starting to light up now. And we still kind of have that hot spot at the top, so what we're going to do is just kind of hold in the pulse a little bit longer. And the more they glow, the longer you'll hold in the pulse. Alright. And this is starting to burn my hand. Alright, let me go ahead and space it out just a little bit more. We'll move this one up a little bit just to give it a little bit more room. These builds are very hard to do on camera. Alright, so I'm still getting a hot spot. Come on, AGA-T, work with me. You might find yourself in a moment of pissed offness. Alright, there we go. Alright, so it's starting to look a little bit better. We're starting to get them glowing pretty well throughout. I'm still getting a hot spot on the top, so I can go ahead and try to just work with that a little bit more. Still getting that hot spot, come on. But basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to get it to where they all glow evenly. There we go. Yeah, we have action. That is what you want to see. Perfect glow, even, just all hot and ready to go. Alright, so now what we can do is we can go ahead and fill it. So usually you want to have a needle bottle because that hole is not going to be very big for anything else. So what I usually like to do is I'll go ahead and wet the wick down. Vapor come off that one. Alright, so I'll wet the wick a little bit and then I'll go ahead and fill it up. Alright, and I want to fill it up all the way to the top. Alright, we'll see liquid kind of come out of the top there, but it'll go right back down. Alright, and basically, I'll go ahead and line up the air hole. Oh, sorry, I forgot something. Let me go ahead and cut this wire here. This negative post is just sticking out too much. There we go. Alright, so I'll go ahead and line up my air hole with the coil, and basically what that'll do is it'll give me less throat hit and more vapor. And as you can tell, your air hole is not going to be as big as mine. What I did was I actually drilled it out, and I also drilled out another one. Yours won't have two, it'll just have the one. But basically we can drill them out if you want us to. It basically just gives more vapor and less throat hit. When these do come in stock, they will have a pretty small hole in them. So what it'll do is it will give you more throat hit and a little less vapor. So if you want to, when you come in and buy them, we do have a drill in the back and we can drill them out for you. Alright, so let's see what this does when we put it together and have a vape. Alright, so we got it all together, got it all built, got it all looking pretty. Got a fresh new battery in here. What I usually like to use is the EFES IMR 2000 milliamp batteries. These are very good, dependable batteries. And yes, we do sell these in our store. So, all right, let's go ahead and throw the top cap on here. Make sure the air hole is aligned with your wick. And let's go ahead and enjoy a vape. Pretty clean, pretty pure vape. Really good. Now this is actually, is a higher milligram than what I'm used to. It's one of my older bottles because I actually had to step down once I started doing rebuildables. But still a good liquid nonetheless. The throat hit is insane. Alright, and just to show you kind of under the hood, got some vapor production. Alright, basically, it's a really good vape, really pure, really clean, just amazing vape. And you notice, I mean, I'm holding it upside, you know, kind of sideways like this. Basically what you want to do with the rebuildable tank systems when you're doing vertical wicking is you want to be able to tip it back If you have a really good mesh in there that's wicking very, very well, sometimes you don't have to go that far back. You can just go about right here until you start getting down to the lower levels of liquid. When you start getting down to right about there, you definitely kind of want to tip back a little bit. With the tank systems, it's very different. When you're taking a drag off of it, you want to have the air hole facing down, because that mesh wick in there actually acts as a straw. When you go and put it sideways, it's basically bringing that liquid up to the coil. So it is kind of labor intensive. Don't get me wrong, it is very labor intensive to be able to build your wick and to be able to get it at a very good setup and to get it the way you want it to. It is a little bit labor intensive, but at the same time, it does pay off. It is a very, very clean, very pure vape, and I'm getting so much flavor out of this. I'm gonna go ahead and have another vape because it's just awesome. All right, and basically you don't have to wrap this for a mechanical mod. You really don't. The wires that we're gonna have are 28 gauge, 30 gauge, 32 gauge, and 34 gauge. And basically the thing to remember is the higher the gauge, the higher the number is gonna be more resistance. So when I'm wrapping at a 28 gauge, 4 wraps usually gives me about 0.8, 0.9 ohms. And that is sub ohm because it's going less than 1 ohm. I've wrapped this the same way that I've wrapped all my other AGA-Ts or AGA-T2. I've wrapped this the same exact way, and it's always worked out to be either 0.8 or 0.9. The lowest that I got was a 0.7, but you don't necessarily have to go sub ohm. You really don't. To get a really good flavor out of this, I mean, being a cloud chaser, I'm looking for big clouds, and if you're wanting to do it that way too, then that's great. But you definitely need to have a really good dependable battery, because if you don't, then something bad will happen. You'll get a short, your battery will screw up, your mod will get really, really hot and burn your hand. Something in here could get screwed up and then you'll end up ruining a part. Basically, it's just all about safety. When you're wanting to run that low of a resistance, it's all about safety. You just want to be safe. So you have to have a very good, dependable battery. If you have any questions or if you want me to show you in the store how to build this again, just so I can be, you know, more face-to-face with you, that is awesome. I will definitely do that just to kind of show you how to put it together. But if you get a good build and it works out and you get it right and you wrap it right and you have a good battery and a good mod, you will get some of the best vape that you've ever had. That's just basically what these do. They give you an amazing vape. It is labor intensive, but at the same time, it pays off. It really does. So with these ones, you can wrap them for a mod. If you're using, you know, a variable voltage or a variable wattage mod, you can wrap these with the variable voltage or regulated mods. I would suggest using a 32 gauge or a 34 gauge wire. Wrap it about 4 or 5 times and you'll come out, you know, about 1.5 to 2 ohms. And then with that, you can pulse it just like I did with the regulated mod. Just kind of, you know, pulsing the button a little bit, and basically you'll get it to the point where it can fire on those and it'll still give you the same amount of vape and just give you the same exact taste too. So the tank itself, we're running about $27, $28. The wick and the wire and everything will have all of that there for you. We're basically selling them, you know, really cheap in our stores. So if you guys ever need replacements, just make sure to come to us and we'll hook you up. I'm gonna go ahead and have another vape because it's working out really well. All right, so that's basically it. That's how to rebuild an AGA-T2, how to fill it up, basically how to work it really well. If you guys have any questions, like I said, if you want to just call us at the store, ask me on Facebook, ask our Facebook page. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get a hold of us. If you even want to just leave a comment down below in the comments section, I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. But definitely definitely look into something like this if you want to have an amazing vape. Highly suggest this. Highly suggest this. It may be a little bit more difficult to get used to than some of the other ones out there, but as soon as you get it in, and as soon as you get it built, and just, you know, it works amazingly. So that is it for the day. I just got a text message. I'm probably supposed to meet some people to get some food. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go get some food, guys, and I will see you later. Hope to see you guys in the store sometime soon. My name's Nathan, and I am out.